Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannapadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Sarva Lokanam Vishaje Bhavarogina Itaye Sarva Vidyanam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Shankaram Lokashankaram Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Shri Chandrasekharendra Gurum Pranamami Mudanvaham Parityajya Maunam Vatadhasthitincha Vrajan Bharatasya Pradeshat Pradesham Madhusyan Vacha Janan Dharma Marge Nayan Shri Jayendro Gurur Bhati Chitte Namama Shankaran Vakya Vijayendra Saraswati Shri Gurum Shishtamargano Netaram Sanmati Pradam Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Welcome to the 12th session of our Introduction to Dheivathin Kural program. Till now, we have been seeing about ahara regulation. There is a shloka, there is a Shubhashitani that goes like ahara nidra bhayamaitunancha. Food, the instinct to eat food, the instinct to sleep, the instinct to procreate, and fear, instinct of fear. All those four things are instincts, and all these four things are common for Manushya and for animals. We eat, animals eat. We sleep, animals sleep. We procreate, animals also procreate, and we also fear for life. Animals also fear for life. So, all these four things are instinctive in nature, but Manushya has got dharmam. Manushya has got buddhi. One version of the shlokam will say the dharmam is different. The other version of the shlokam will say buddhirhitesham. Only Manushya has got buddhi. All the animals, they don't have buddhi. And if a Manushya does not have buddhi to regulate all these four, then Pashubhir Narana, then even that Manushya is considered to be an animal, says this beautiful Subhashitani. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maitunam. Ahara, food. Nidra, sleep. Bhaya, fear. Maithunam, ability to procreate. All these four comes to both humans and animals as an instinctive thing, but human with his buddhi can regulate these four, and animals, they don't have any regulation. You see, a dog, it does not have it, it doesn't know, okay, this is good, this is bad. It just eats whatever it gets. But a human should use his buddhi and try to regulate all these four. And only when a human does that, he deserves to be called as a human. Otherwise, he is an animal, because animal also does the same thing. You also do the same thing, says the shloka. And related to that, we have been seeing how the food that we eat regulate our mind. We have previously seen that there are three gunas: tamo guna, rajo guna, and sattva guna. What is tamo guna? Tamo guna is inaction, carelessness, sleep, pramada, nidra, alasya. We have seen Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, hey, these are the qualities of a tamoguna pradhana person: inaction, carelessness, sleep, etc. What is rajoguna? Rajoguna is the other extreme. If tamoguna is complete inaction, rajoguna is complete overaction. If tamoguna person is very, very cold, rajoguna person is very, very hot. If tamoguna person does not show any emotion, rajoguna person will show over emotion. If tamoguna person, he is so dull, lazy, etc. Rajoguna person is completely opposite to that. But what do we want? We want a balanced lifestyle. Balance is what is very, very important. And Acharya says, hey, the food that we eat has to be sattvic on these three levels. On these three levels, the food that we eat has to be sattvic. First, what? The raw materials of the food. What is the fruit that you are eating? What is the vegetable that you are eating? The very raw material, it has to be a sattvic classified, sattvic approved fruits and vegetables we need to eat if you want more sattvic guna. And next thing, that food has to be obtained through sattvic means. It is not enough that the food is sattvic, but if I obtain the food through a rajasic mean, that food has traces of rajoguna in it. If I obtain the food through tamasic means, that food has got traces of tamoguna in it. So they have to be obtained through proper means. And more importantly, the people who handle our food, the people who cook our food, the people who serve our food, they all have to be sattvic in nature. I obtained raw materials. It is a sattvic vegetable. I obtained that vegetable through sattvic means. But if the people who handle my food are rajasic and tamasic, then when I eat that food, then I will imbibe that rajasic or tamasic guna. And Mahaperiyava said the story, Haramum Aharamum. It is a beautiful story. We saw a couple of classes before. So how the food that we eat, it influences our body mind. So this has to be absolutely essential if we want to lead a sattvic lifestyle. And Mahaperiyava extends that logic. He says, hey, normally if I say food, what do we know? What do we think? We think about the physical food that we eat, the rice that we eat, the roti that we eat, the puri that we eat. But it doesn't stop with those things. We have to be very, very careful. Whatever that food that we eat, it is the annam for our mouth. But there are several other indriyas. We have ears, we have skin, we have eyes, we have nose, and also we have tongue. The food that we eat, yes, the food that we eat with our mouth, yes, it plays a very major role in the development of our body, but it doesn't stop with it. All the food that we consume, the video that we see is the food for our eyes. The music that we hear is the food for our ears. All the experiences that we have is a food for our mind. So all those food, all those annam, not only the physical annam that we eat, but all those senses, all those sense objects, they are in one or the other way food for the respective sense organs. And if we want to have a sattvic lifestyle, all those have to be sattvic as well. We need to know, if I hear a music, who composed it? Is it a sattvic person? Who is performing the music? Is he or she a sattvic person? All of those things we need to be very, very careful, because it affects our mind. Our day-to-day experiences shape our mind. And if we don't have a clear mind to think through, if we don't have a clear mind, we cannot perform in the society as efficiently with the sattvic guna as prescribed by the Shastras. So we have to be very, very careful that not only the food that we physically eat has to be sattvic, but also all the sense pleasures that we consume, they also have to be sattvic in nature, said Mahapriyava in Dheivathin Kural. We have seen in the previous class. And now we have seen enough about how to eat. We have seen enough about what to eat. So that is one extreme. Eating, consuming, indulging in sense pleasures, that is one extreme. Mahaperiyava now talks about when not to eat. This is also important. To eat is also important. To not to eat is also important. An efficient person will know when to open his mouth, and more importantly, he knows when to shut his mouth as well. For a journey, gas pedal is very, very important, but brakes is also important, if not more than a gas pedal, if we want to have a nice journey. So in the journey of our life, we need to know when to hit the brake pedal, and those things are called as upavasam. Upavasam, previously we have seen. Upa means near. Upanayanam, we say Upanayanam. Upa, near. Nayanam, eyes. The guru will keep the Sishya very close to his eyes when the Sishya has undergone the process of Upanayanam, because in olden days the Sishya goes and stays with the Guru in the Pathasala. So the Sishya is under the constant sight of the Guru, constant regulation of the Guru. That is why that process was called as Upanayanam. Upa means Samipe, very near. And Upa Vasam means Upa Samipe, Vasati, to stay. Upavasam means to stay with God, to stay very, very near to Bhagavan is called as Upavasam. We normally think Upavasam as, some days where we don't eat. Yes, that is Upavasam. But the real meaning of Upavasam is to stay near Bhagavan. The same Shastras which has said, hey, during Deepavali, you can do lot of bhakshanams and eat. During Ganesha Chaturthi, you make laddu, you make modakam, you make appam, you eat palum telithenum pahum paruppum ivainangum kalandunakku naan tharuven, said Avvai Pati. So the same Shastra which says, hey, I am going to eat. Hey, you can eat all these things on some days. The same Shastras have set aside some dates where you give rest to your eating faculty. Palum telithenum pahum paruppum is on the one side, but on the other side, Ekadasi Shuddha Upavasam, Pradosham Shuddha Upavasam, Somavaram Shuddha Upavasam. Later, we are going to see today why this contrast, like why should Shastra prescribe this contrast? We are going to see it later. But Upavasam means those days as prescribed in Shastras where you need to regulate your intake. Intake means not only the physical food that we eat, but also intake to all the sense organs, as we are going to see later. So why Mahaperiyava gives several reasons in Deivathin Kural. The first and foremost reason, why should we observe Upavasam? Are Shastras very cruel? If the Shastras is cruel, then the Shastra would not have said, hey, you can eat all these things in the first place. If the Shastra want to deny you of all the pleasures that we want to have, then the Shastra say, hey, all those things are bad irrespective of when you are doing. But no, Shastra does not say that. It accepts them in certain time, it rejects them in certain time. Why? Because it has got a great meaning. First one, to remove our Dehatma Bhavam. What is Dehatma Bhavam? Deha, body. Dehatma Bhavam is thinking that I am my body. We all have this Dehatma Bhava. If something happens to the body, we think it is going to affect us. If someone abuses the body, we think they are abusing the real Atma, they are abusing me, and then we will have so much anger towards them. But Shastra says, Vedanta says, hey, you are not your body. That is the greatest bondage. We are seeing Viveka Chudamani. In Viveka Chudamani, Ko Nama Bandhaha. What is bondage? The Sishya has asked, and the Guru said, remembering. The Guru said, misidentification of yourself to be your body is bandhaha, said the Guru. We have seen in Viveka Chudamani. So, the first and foremost benefit of observing all these upavasams by putting our body voluntarily through several hurdles. We need to understand the word voluntarily. If something is forced upon us, we will never like it. But if we do it out of our own interest, we will definitely like it. Say a kid is there, if you get the kid to a movie theater or just to watch movie, 3 hours the kid will not see here and there. The kid can easily watch that movie without any disturbance. But the same kid, if the kid did not want to attend the puja, the kid will not sit in the puja for more than half an hour. Why? In the previous case, the kid liked to watch the movie sitting for 3 hours. So, sitting for 3 hours does not matter to the kid. But in the later case, we are forcing something onto the kid. So, whenever something is forced onto us, we don't like it. But whenever we do things voluntarily, we will like it. So, in case of upavasams, etc., we are undergoing these hurdles. We are putting our we are putting our body through these hurdles voluntarily, so it is not going to affect us. But through that process, what we will understand is that, hey, I am not my body. Even though the body is undergoing all those hardships, the me who operates through the body remains constant. The me who operates through the body is vigilant even after my body undergoes all those hurdles. So, having upavasam, observing upavasam, removes the Dehatma Bhava. In Vedanta, we say there are 3 steps. First thing is called as Dehatma Bhava, understanding or knowing that you are your body. The second step is called as Jivatma Bhava. Then we don't say, I am the body, we will say, I am the Atma and I have a body. So from Dehatma to Jivatma is the first step. From Jivatma to Paramatma Bhavam is the second step. There we have to go through all the Vedantic Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam. That's a different story altogether. But to have to observe these Upavasam definitely helps us in the first step of Vedantic understanding, that is to remove our identification with the body, to remove our Dehatma Bhavam in order to try to understand ourselves as Jivatman. So that is the first point. Second point, as a rest to our digestive systems. We are abusing our digestive systems. If we have a machine that runs for 24/7, normally a machine normally runs for 24/7 for a few years, but we are abusing this digestive system to run for 24 times, 7 times, whatever the age you are now. So that continuous process, that continuous working is going to put a heavy burden on our digestive system. So Mahapariyava says, okay, please give rest to your digestive system. If you don't eat once in 15 days, or if you have a regular vratam, if you don't eat once in a few days, it is not going to be a big problem, but your body will thank you. Your digestive system will thank you, says Mahaperiyava. So, second, as a rest to our digestive systems. And third, to give you Atma Shuddhi. We need to have Atma Shuddhi. We need to have purity of our body. We need to have purity in our mind, and only when we undergo these vratams, all those things are possible, says Shastra. Last time we saw this example of a sugar cane. Only when a sugar cane undergoes the crushing process, the sweet liquor comes out of the sugar cane. In the same way, only when this body undergoes the crushing process of all these upavasams, we can enjoy the sweet liquor of Atman. So, as an Atma Shuddhi also, this upavasam helps. And finally, it even leads to Brahmajnanam. So, we have previously seen three steps. First step is Dehatma Bhava. We need to move from Dehatma Bhava to Jivatma Bhava, and we need to move from Jivatma Bhava to Paramatma Bhava. That is called as Moksham, that is called as Kaivalyam. And having these upavasams, undergoing these rigorous training, helps us in achieving Brahmajnanam. Why? Because Upanishad says so. Vedanu vachanena brahmana vividishanti yagnena danena tapasa anashakena. Just like how a yajnam helps you in getting brahmajnana, yajnam danam tapas, anashakena is having upavasam, is fasting. Asha means to eat, anashanam means not eating, anashakena. In the same way, by not eating also you can get brahmajnanam, because it is the first step in the series of steps that is going to come in order to get Atma Jnanam. So, for all these reasons, it is very, very important that we observe regular vratams, said Mahaperyava. And he also listed out what are the Upavasa days that are sanctioned by the Shastras. Ekadasi is the first and foremost. And for Ekadashi, we have to skip both lunch and dinner, said Mahaperyava. On Sundays, we can have lunch but no dinner. On Amavasya and Paurnami days, just to have lunch, you have to skip dinner. If we cannot skip, then we can have palahara during dinner. And that palahara is not idli, dosa, puri, chapati, etc. That palahara is the real phala, means fruits, ahara. It is not pala, many aharam. So we have to be very, very careful. And on Ashtami and Chaturdasi day, we have to skip lunch and we can have nice dinner. So this is so like this we are regulating our food intake. And Purna Upavasa has to be observed on days like Sri Ramanavami, Gokulashtami, Shivaratri, where we need to observe Purna Upavasam. And just FYI, Sri Ramanavami is coming. It is around the corner. And now let's go to Ekadashi Vratam. Shastra says, Ekadashyam tu kartavyam sarvesham bhojanadvayam shuddhopavasah pratamaha satkatha shravanantata. He manushya bhojana, he manushya, two things, dvayam, are very, very important during Ekadashi. Ekadashyam tu kartavyam sarvesham bhojanadvayam. What are those two things? First one, Shuddhopavasah Prathamaha. The first and foremost is doing Upavasam. Shuddha Upavasam is not even drinking water. If we cannot do, Mahaparibha is going to later say, well, how if I cannot do this, I do the next thing. If I cannot do that, I do the next thing. So Mahaparibha is giving us lot of options. So don't worry when he says Shuddhopavasa, means hey, I cannot even drink water. Mahaparibha has given us a nice diet regime if we cannot do that. So Shuddhopavasa Prathamaha and Satkatha Shravanantata. Just because I am not eating anything during Ekadasi, that is not important. I also channel my mind to towards Bhagavan. So, right previously, my mind was in all those sense pleasures. Now I am channeling all those things. I am channeling my mind away from all those sense pleasures and towards Bhagavan. That is very, very important. Satkatha Shravanam Tataha. Why Ekadasi? Is Ekadasi really that important? There are a lot of vakyams in Shastras about the importance of Ekadashis. There are a lot of vakyas in Shastras that signifies Ekadashi. Let us see a couple. First is Nagayatriya Param Mantram Namatur Deivathin Param Nakashyah Parantirtham Naikadashya Samam Vratham. This is a Vakya. Na Gayatriya Param Mantram. Gayatri Mantra is the highest of all mantras. Na Gayatriya Param Mantram. There is no other mantra that is higher than the Gayatri Mantra, says this shloka. So Gayatri Mantra, because it is the crux of all the Vedas. Gayatri Mantras has got three padas, and each pada is taken from each Veda. So Nagayatriya Param Mantram. There is no other mantram that is higher than the Gayatri Mantra. Mahaperiyava says, hey, this is what Avvayar said when she says, Tandai Solmikka Mandiram Illai. Because during the process of Upanayanam, it is the father who does the Upatesham of Gayatri Mantra to the son. So, Tandai Solmikka Mandiram. Tandai Sollum Mandiram is what? Gayatri Mantras, the Tandai Sol Mandiram. Tandai Sol Mikka Mandiram Illai. Mikka means higher, right? So, Tandai Sol Mikka Mandiram Illai, meaning there is no other mantra which is superior to Gayatri Mantra. And we don't stop with Tandai Solmikka Mandiram Illai. We also say Tayir Chirandadoru Kovilum Illai, right? That's what is the next Vakyam. Namatur Deivatham Param. There is no other God higher than one's own mother. So, when Avvayar says in Atichudi, Tayir Chirandador Kovilumillai, Tandai Solmikka Mandiramillai, she is deriving from this concepts of Sanatana Dharma, says Mahaperiyava, and somewhere else I am just connecting that here. So, Nagayatriya Param Mantram, Tandai Solmikka Mandiramillai, Namatur Daivatam Param, Tayir Chirandador Kovilumillai, Nakashyaf Paramam Tirtham. There is no other Tirtha purifying, more purifying than Kashi. If we go Anyakshetre Kritam Papam Punyakshetre Vinashyati, Punyakshetre Kritam Papam Kasi Kshetre Vinashyati. So if we go, because in Kashi Vishwanatha is doing Rama Taraka Japa always, so there is no other place which is higher, which is more purifying than Kashi. That's why the shloka says Nakashya Paramam Tirtham. It doesn't stop there. It says Naikadashya Samam Vratam. There is no other Vratam. The shloka does not say superior to Ekadashi Vratam, but the shloka says there is no other Vratam that are even equal to Ekadashi. In the other three cases, Gayatri, Mata, and Kashi, there is no superior. That is okay. But there might be some equal objects to Gayatri, equal objects to Mother, equal objects to Kashi. But in the case of Ekadashi, Naikadashya Samam Vratam, there is not even an equal Vrata to Ekadashi. So, Ekadashi is that much important to Vratam. With this, we understand. And later in Bhagavad Gita, sorry, in Mahabharatam or Srimad Bhagavatam, I don't know, Bhagavan Krishna himself says, hey, I am doing namaskara to these people. Shat Vandaniya Mama Jivaloke. He says, what are those six people? Nityannadata, Tarunagnihotri, Masopavachi cha Pativratha cha, Vedantavit Sahasra Chandra Darshi, Shadvandaniya Mama Jivaloke, says Bhagavan Krishna. Who are those six people? Nitya Annadata, the one who does Annadanam daily. We have seen the importance of Annadanam in the previous classes as Vaishwadevam, as Athityam, as Manushya Yajna, as Bhuta Yajna. One has to give Anna to others. Nitya Annadata. Taruna the person who does Agnihotram right from his young age. Taruna means young. Agnihotri is doing Agnihotra. There are some philosophical meanings attached to it, but it is not important right now. Nityannadata Tarunagnihotri Pativrata cha. Pativrata, a chaste woman. Pativrata cha. Vedantavit, with the one who understands the meaning of Vedanta, the one who understands the meaning of Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Ayamatma Brahma, Sarvam Khalvitam Brahma, etc. Vedanta with Sahasra Chandra Darshi or Chandra Sahasra Darshi, the one who has undergone the 80th marriage. Nama Envadam Kalyanam, that is called as Sahasra Chandra Darshanam. So Sahasra Chandra Darshi, these are five people. Who is the sixth person? Masopavachicha, the one who regularly performs upavasam every month. And there are two ekadashis in every month. So masopavasicha means the one who does upavasam, the one who observes upavasam in every month. So to these six people, Krishna says, hey, I am doing namaskarams to these six people. If Krishna is doing namaskaram to the person who observes Ekadasi, what about all of us? They are definitely worthy of worship, and our Sanatana Dharma is all about elevating ourselves. So, if we follow Ekadashi Vratam, it is going to help us as well. So, Masopavachi cha Pativratha cha Vedanta with Sahasra Chandra Darshi Shadvandani Mama Jivaloke. Okay, what is the origin of Ekadashi Vratam? And when I say Ekadashi, Ekadashi is related to Bhagavan Vishnu. That is the common logic. And so only Vaishnavas can observe Ekadasis. What about Shaivas? What about Shaktas? My Ishta Devata is Shiva. Can I observe Ekadasi? Or better, should I observe Ekadasi? We have all these questions, right? So Mahaperiyava is giving answers to all these questions. What is the origin of Ekadasi? Mahaperiyava says there is a story in Padma Purana during Bhagavan Vishnu's Yoga Nidra. Bhagavan Vishnu normally sleeps. It is called as Yoga Nidra. If we sleep, we get Koratai. But if Bhagavan Vishnu sleeps, it is called as Yoga Nidra. A Devi sprang from Mahavishnu to destroy a demon. When Mahavishnu was sleeping, a demon was created and a Devi sprang forth from Mahavishnu in order to destroy the demon. And when the Devi destroyed the demon, Mahavishnu called that Devi as Ekadashi Devi. Ekadashi is a name of that Devi, and Mahavishnu gave her the boon that, hey, people will fast on Ekadasi as a thanksgiving for you. So that is the origin of Ekadashi Vratam, says Padma Purana, quotes Mahaperiyava. And for Vaishnavas meaning those people whose Ishta Devata, whose Aradhya Devata is Bhagavan Vishnu, Ekadashi day, the Kurma Avatara happened. It is during Ekadashi day the Dhanvantari Avatara happened. It is during the Ekadashi day the Mohini Avatara happened. So all those avatars of Mahavishnu happened during the Ekadashi day. So Vaishnavas can follow Ekadasi. What about Shaivites? What about people who worship Shiva as an Ishtadevata? Mahaperiyava says Ekadasi has to be observed as a remembrance of Shiva's Halahala Vishasvikaranam. We all know that during the Amrithamatanam episode, when they churned the Parkadal, first thing that came is called as Halahala Visham, hala hala, poison, and Bhagavan Parameshwara ate that hala poison. And in order to remember that, we have to not eat anything on the Ekadashi day. So even Shaivas can follow Ekadasi, even Vaishnavas can follow Ekadasi. Because of Vishnumaya Devi, even Shaktas can follow Ekadasi. So all the people, irrespective of your Ishtadevata, irrespective of your Kuladevata. Whether you are Shaivite, you are Vaishnavite, everybody can follow Ekadashi. More importantly, everybody should follow Ekadasi, says Mahapriyava. Okay, now I know why I should do Ekadasi. Next question, how I should observe Ekadasi? If we see in Shastra, Ekadashi is normally said Nirjala Upavasam. Don't even drink water. You should not even drink water, says Shastra. Hey, I am a diabetic person. I cannot live without eating anything. We all have that questions. Or I maybe I am just healthy, but I am not used to not eating anything, for the period of 24 hours. So what should I do? Mahapariyava says, hey, you can take it stepwise. The ideal thing is Nirjala Upavasa. We have an ideal gas in chemistry. Ideal gas never exists. But here there are people who observe Nirjala Ekadasi. That we know even Mahapariyava observed Nirjala Ekadasi. So the ideal thing is observing Ekadasi as Nirjala Vratham, not even drinking water. But if I cannot do that, then one step lower is just drinking sattvic drinks. I observe Ekadasi, I drink coffee, Mahaperiyava will give you nice vadai. No, coffee is not a sattvic drink. I observe Ekadasi, I cannot do Nirjala Upavasam, maybe I just drink water, that is okay. Maybe I just drink milk, that is fine. Maybe I just drink more, that is fine. Maybe lemon juice, coconut water, etc., that is fine. So first is Nirjala. If I cannot do that, I can just drink, sattvic drinks. Or if I cannot do that, I can have sattvic drinks and some fruits as well. I can have a banana. I can have a mango. I can have a guava. That is fine. Even if I cannot do that, then instead of eating 2 times in a day, one time I will just drink fluids and stay. But the second time, either afternoon or evening, I will have food without path. Path is like tiffin things. You can have idli, dosa, pongal, upma, puri. The one which does not have any path, meaning what? Puri, uppillada puri, uppillada chapati. All those things are, with the food without path. So you can have those things. You can have solid food, but without any path one time, and then you can have sattvic drinks on the other time. So that one thing we can do. And if I cannot even do that, what can I do? I can have one time cooked food. I can have idli, dosa, puri, pongal, etc. one time. And the next time I can have sattvic drinks. I can have sattvic fruits. That I can do. But we can never do, what we can never do is eat rice one time and then fast one time. Ekadashi, eating rice is supposed to be a papam. And, if we go and see Shastra Vakyams, they are even a little bit scary. So we cannot even touch rice during Ekadashi. Without eating rice, we can have, go from bottom to top. Like start with one time cooked food and one time sattvic drinks. Follow that for a couple of weeks and then promote yourself to one time food with no pattu and sattvic drinks, and then follow that for certain weeks and then promote yourself to sattvic drinks and fruits. If we follow that slowly, abhyasa yogena kaunteya, says Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Hey Arjuna, everything comes only with practice, Arjuna. Next day, if you want to do something, you will never be able to do. But slowly with practice, it comes, Arjuna, says Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. We can apply that here. Abhyasa yogena, we can proceed from one time cooked food, sattvic drinks and fruits to Nirjala with Bhagavan's grace, with Mahapariyava's grace. Mahapariyava says this is how Ekadashi Vratams should be observed. And Mahapariyava also notes several peculiarities in the observances of Ekadashi Vratam. What are those peculiarity? There are something called as dharma sankatam. You will have one shastra vakyam, you will have other shastra vakyam. If I take the statement A, then I cannot do B. If I take the statement B, then statement A is not fulfilled. They are mutually exclusive. There are several shastra vakyams are there, like Shraddham and Ekadasi. Ekadasi, you cannot eat anything. Shraddham, you absolutely have to eat something. So what to do if Shradram falls on Ekadasi? If Shradam falls on Ekadasi, what do we do? So here Mahaperiyava says there are two approaches, both are valid. That we have to understand first. Both are valid. Some people, or most of the people in Tamil Nadu, Andhra, South Indian people, they will observe Shraddha during Ekadasi day. It is not, they will say, hey, Shraddam comes only once in a year. Ekadasi comes 25 times in a year. This Ekadashi is gone, I can observe another Ekadasi. So I give more precedence to Shraddam than Ekadasi. So some people or many of us observe that. We don't even think twice about observing Shraddam on Ekadasi day. But Acharya says there are some Madhva people, there are some followers of Madhvacharya who gives more importance to Ekadasi than to Shraddham as well. Shraddham is Pitrukaryam. Normally, Shastra say, hey, Pitrukaryam has to be given more importance than Devakaryam. Ekadashi Vratam is a Devakaryam, Shraddham is a Pitrukaryam. But Madhvas, because of their bhakti to Mahavishnu, if Shraddham falls on Ekadashi day, because of their bhakti, they even postpone the Shraddha to the next day. I don't know if it is still practiced or not, but definitely it was practiced at the time of Mahaperiyava. If Shraddam falls on Ekadasi day, some Madhva families will not do Shraddam on Ekadasi day. They will follow, they will do Shraddam on the next day, which is Dwadasi day. And this is the greatness of Mahaperiyava. Wherever good things are, he will never hesitate to encourage those people. They are Madhvas. I am an Advaiti sannyasi. They are the followers of Madhvacharya. I follow Adi Shankaracharya. We are Advaitis, they are Dvaitis. We two are exactly opposite to each other philosophically. So if they do something, I cannot encourage that. With our Mahaperiyava, it is never the case. In fact, Mahaperiyava, if we read Dheivathin Kural, often he quotes people who we think we have philosophical difference. He will say Madhvas has got a lot of Hari Bhakti. We should try to emulate that Hari Bhakti from Madhvas. Sri Vaishnavas, followers of Ramanuja, has got a lot of Guru Bhakti. If we see about if we see about Guru Tattvam in Deivathin Kural, that is what we are going to see now. Sri Vaishnavas has got a lot of Guru Bhakti, so we have to emulate. We can follow Sri Vaishnavas in Guru Bhakti, says Mahaperiyava. So whenever there is a good thing happens, Mahaperiyava will never hesitate twice to acknowledge that, to encourage that, and he will even ask us to follow. That is why he is called as Jagat Guru. If he is the Guru only for a small sect of people, he cannot be called as a Jagat Guru. But since he is the Jagat Guru, he has that Vishala Manapanmai to encourage good things even from the other sects of people. So he says Shraddham versus Ekadasi, some Madhvas do that. He's not saying we have to do that, but he says that is a good thing. And next is babies and Ekadashi. In Marathis, Mahaperiyava says even mothers will not give milk to the babies apparently during Mahaperiyava's time. So that was there. So people know like how strictly they follow Ekadashi. He is just giving examples. And in some people in Bengali, some old people in Bengal, they don't even drink water during Ekadashi. And apparently some elders said, hey, you guys are already old. If you don't even drink water, it's going to hurt your health. So you should can drink water. When people said, and those sect of people said, no. Maybe if we are feeling so tired, we'll just put some drops of water onto our ears. Only that we can do, but we will never stop observing Ekadashi Vratam, said those people. So Bengalis, some sects of Bengalis, even old people, they observe Nirjala Ekadashi Vratam, says Mahaperiyava. So he is just quoting how Ekadashi Vratam is observed everywhere. And only for the Ekadashi Vratam, there is no asaucham. Asaucham means teat. There are several days where we cannot do any puja. If there is a birth in the family, if there is a death in the family. So, like that, there are several Titi days where puja cannot be performed. But Mahaperiyava says, Shastra says, even in those days, only exception is Ekadashi Vrata. Even women, they can follow Ekadashi Vratas during the Titi days. Even we can follow the Ekadashi Vrata even when there is a death in the family. The 10 days, 13 days, 13 days Titi and all we say, right? Even in those days, Ekadashi Vrata can be followed. Ekadasi Vrata should be followed, says Mahaperiyava. Only for Ekadashi it is it is allowed, says Mahaperiyava. And Ekadashi Vratam is followed by a lot of Bhagavata Sreshthas. There are, everybody knows, everybody who does bhajan or who at least listens to bhajan, they know Prahlada Narada Parashara Pundarika Vyasambarisa Shukha Shaunaka Bhishmadalbhyan Rukmangadarjuna Vasishta Vibhishanadin Punyaniman Parama Bhagavatan Smarami. I do smaranam of all these Bhagavatas. Who are those Bhagavatas? Prahlada, Narada, Parashara, Pundarika, Vyasa, Ambarisha, Shukha, Shaunaka, Bhishmadalbhyan, Rukmangada, Arjuna, Vasishta, Vibhishanadin. All these Bhagavatas I do Smaranam. And in this Bhagavata list, there is two names, Ambarisha and Rukmangada. All know the story of Ambarisha and Rukmangada, so I am not going to repeat it. The stories are widely available in internet. If somebody is interested, they can check it out. So these two Bhagavatas, they are present in the list because of their observance of Ekadashi Vratam. Because they observed Ekadashi, they are even added to this list. So, Ekadashi is even followed by all the Bhagavata Sreshtas, says Mahaperiyava. And Mahaperiyava gives a list of Ekadashi Vrata, list of Ekadashi names. Each and every Ekadashi has got a name. Ekadashi starts during the Krishna Paksha. Krishna Paksha is the dark fortnight. The dark fortnight of Dhanurmasam. Dhanurmasam is Margasirisha Masam. And the first Ekadashi is called as Utpanna Ekadashi. Utpanna means, Ekadashi has started that. Utpatti. Utpanna Ekadashi is the Krishna Paksha Dhanurmasa Ekadasi called as Utpanna Ekadashi, and the Shukla Paksha Ekadasi of the same month is called as Mokshada Ekadasi. And this Mokshada Ekadasi is normally referred to as Vaikuntha Ekadashi. So if somebody wants to start Ekadashi Vratam, they can start at any Ekadashi. But Utpanna is even more a better place to start. Even next Ekadashi is very, very better place to start. So please start if you have an idea of starting. But Ekadashi started during the Utpanna Ekadashi. So first is Utpanna Ekadashi, next is Mokshada Ekadasi. And Mokshada Ekadasi is called as Vaikuntha Ekadasi. Amrithamatanam happened during this day. Gita Jayanti, Bhagavan Sri Krishna gave out Srimad Bhagavad Gita during the Mokshada Ekadasi. So, Mokshada Ekadasi. And next Ekadasi, the one that comes in the month of Tai, in January, February, is called as Saphala Ekadashi. Putrada Ekadashi, I'm just reading out the name. Shat Tila Ekadashi, Jaya Ekadashi, Vijaya Ekadashi, Amalaki Ekadashi, Papamochanika Ekadashi, Kamada Ekadashi, Varuthini Ekadashi, Mohini Ekadashi, Apara Ekadashi. Apara Ekadashi is the Krishna Paksha Ekadashi happening in the month of Ani. Ani is June, July. So that Ekadashi is called as Apara Ekadashi, and that Apara Ekadashi is followed by Nirjala Ekadashi. What is Nirjala Ekadasi? Ekadasi without even drinking water, right? Apparently, Bhima did not observe any Ekadashi Vratam. Bhima could not observe any Ekadashi Vratam in Mahabharata because Bhima is so fat. He is so bulk, he needs food to maintain his body. So Bhima asked, I think, Krishna or Vyasacharya, hey, please give me a short route so that I get the benefits of Ekadashi Vrata. Because of my body conditions, I cannot observe any Ekadashi Vrata, Bhima said. And that person said, hey, if you observe the Shukla Paksha Ekadashi in the month of Ani without even drinking water, that will give you the benefits of observing Nirjala, of observing all the Ekadashis. So Bhima observed this Ekadashi as Nirjala Upavasa. So that is why this Ekadashi is called as Nirjala Ekadashi. And then Yogini Ekadashi follows. Next comes Shayini Ekadashi. Shayini means sleep, right? So in this Ekadashi, Mahavishnu's Yoga Nidra has started. Mahavishnu does Yoga Nidra. In Tamil, it is called as Ari Tuyil. Ari means to know. So because he does Yoga Nidra, Mahavishnu sleeps on this Shayani Ekadasi. And from the next day of Shayani Ekadashi, the observance of Chaturmasyam starts. Chaturmasyam, normally we think it is observed only by yatis, but no, we are going to, I don't know whether we will have time to see the whole Chaturmasya Vrata, how it should be observed for Grihasthas, but Mahapereva and Dheivathin Kural says how to observe Chaturmasya Vratam for Ekadasa. It is a 4-month Vratam. In 1 month, in the first month, you will not eat rice. In the next month, you will not drink any water. In the next month, you will not have any vegetables. So like that, there are several rules. You will skip one ingredient from your meal for the whole 4 months, and that month starts next day, the Dwadasi day following the Sayini Ekadashi, which happens in the Shukla Paksha of the month Adi. And then follows Kamika Ekadashi, Putrada Ekadashi, Ajay Ekadashi, Padmanabha Ekadashi, Indra Ekadashi, Pashangusha Ekadashi, Kritika Ekadashi, the Ekadashi that happens during the Krishna Paksha of Kartika. Krishna Paksha of the month Kartika is Rama Ekadashi, and the next Ekadashi, the Ekadashi that happens in the Kartika Masa, the Shukla Paksha of Kartika Masa, is called as Prabodhini Ekadashi. Prabodhini means to wake up. Bhagavan Vishnu started his yoga nidra the next day of Sayini Ekadashi. So Bhagavan Vishnu is starting, is he is waking up during Prabodhini Ekadashi. Prabodhini means to wake up. So he is waking up Prabodhini Ekadashi. And the Ekadashi that comes after Prabodhini Ekadashi is Utpanna Ekadashi. You know the story. How did Ekadashi Vratam started? When Mahavishnu was having yoga nidra, one Devi came and she did samhara, and Mahavishnu, after he woke up, only after he woke up, only he would have named that Devi as Ekadashi, and then he would have granted her the boon, right? So after he woke up in Prabodhini Ekadashi, he took 14 days, and then the next Ekadashi, from the next Ekadashi, Utpanna Ekadashi, the whole Ekadashi Vratam started. So these are the 24 Ekadashis. And sometimes what happens is that we have an Adhikamasa. Adhikamasa means an extra month. Because of the difference in calendars, we have an extra month, and that Ekadashi that comes during the Adhikamasa is called as Kamala Ekadashi. So these are the 25 names of Ekadashi given in Padma Purana. Mahaperiyava gives all these information for us in these things. If somebody wants all the names, I will send it in the group. You can also take a screenshot with your computer or phone. It is going to be an easy thing. And this is okay. Now I know what to eat, what not to eat, or what to eat in Ekadashi. Now I know why I should observe Ekadasi. Now I know all the names of Ekadasi. Now, what are all the things should I do during Ekadashi Vratam? Main thing is Upavasam. Upavasam, not just fasting, but we have to understand the real meaning of Upavasam. Upa Samipe Vasati. We have to be with Bhagavan at least mentally all the time. So we have to have Bhagavad Chintana all the time. We can do Nama Japam, Ramanama Japam, everybody can do. Everybody can write a Ramanama. Mahaperiyava has promoted Ramanama Lekhanam like anything. He has even given gold coins. He has even given silver coins to all those people who writes Ramanama. If I cannot chant Ramanama, I can write Ramanama. So we can do Ramanama Japam. We can do any Nama Japam. We can do Bhajane. In olden days, there used to have Ekadashi Bhajane. There are some Ramar Matams in every village. In the Ramar Matam or Bhajanai Matam, there will be a Ramar statue or Krishna statue, and then people do Bhajanai for Ekadashi on all those days. Mahaperiyava says we can do Bhagavad Dhyanam. We can meditate upon Bhagavan. We can do Satkata Shravanam Parayanam. We can do Srimad Bhagavata Parayanam. We can do at least Dasamaskanda Parayanam. We can do Rasalila Parayanam or any. We can do, if we don't know anything, just Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. We can do that Parayanam or Vishnu Sahasranama Parayanam as we know, as time permits, as one is inclined. We can do all those things during the Ekadashi Vratam. And Mahaperiyava ends the Ekadasi with this statement. He says, Vaikunta Ekadasi, Mahashivaratri, Gokulashtami, ராமநவமி முதலிய விசேஷ நாட்களில் கூட நாம் வாயை கட்டாமல் வயிற்றை கட்டாமல் இருந்தால் அது இந்த தேசத்தில் பிறந்த நமக்கு ரொம்ப குறைவாகும். வயிறு குறைந்தாலும் மனசு நிறையும்படி பண்ணிக்கொள்வதே நமக்கு நிறைவு. அப்படி பண்ணிக்கொள்வதற்கான சங்கல்ப பலத்தை பகவான் எல்லாருக்கும் அனுகிரகிக்க வேண்டும். So it does not matter whether I do Nirjala Ekadasi or whether I do something. We start. There has to be a starting point for anything. So on these Visesha days, Vaikunta Ekadasi, Mahashivaratri, Gokulashtami, Sri Ramanavami is going to come. We can start. We can progress through baby steps. If I keep on eating rice, at least one time I will skip rice, one time I will eat some idli dosa, etc. Next time I will eat lot of fruits and water, coconut water, etc. That is like a good start for Ekadashi Vratam. And there is no good time, there is no better time to start. Each and every Ekadashi is equally good. So if we want to start, just start the next Ekadashi, and Mahaperiyava will bless us, in order to continue our Ekadashi Vratam. So with this, we will finish today's class, but today is also a Sudhinam. Why? Because we are celebrating the Jayanti of Sri Jayendra Saraswati Swamigal, the Peethadipati, the former Peethadipati of Kanchi Kamakoti Peetham. So we have Padukas of Mahaperiyava, we have Padukas of Jayendra Saraswati Swamigal, we have Padukas of Bala Periyava that are present with us, and we are doing today being Sashti, we are doing Abhishekam to all those Padukas as well. Shastra says Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma. There is no other Brahman than one's own Guru. And these are Jagat Gurus. Mahaperiyava, Jayendra Periyava, our Bala Periyava, they are all Jagat Gurus, and they have done a lot for our spiritual upliftment. They have done a lot for the upliftment of Sanatana Dharma. So I will just turn on the video and then show, I don't know at what stage the Abhishekam is going on, but then we will try to see, we will try to do Manasika Namaskara for all those Periyavas Padukas. So just wait one moment. I will pin the. I hope now everybody can see. So it is happening in Wilton Temple. We are very fortunate enough to have Padukas of all the three Periyavas, Jayendra Periyava, Maha Periyava, and Bala Periyava. And today being Sashti, we are doing Abhishekam to all those Padukas along with Subramanya. And Jayendra Periyava has done a lot for our Sanatana Dharma. He has written he has written a commentary for Brahma Sutra called as Guru Priya, because Jayendra Periyava has got a lot of Guru Bhakti, which Mahaperiyava himself has said. Jayendra Periyava's Guru Bhakti, Mahaperiyava himself has said. So he has written a Bhashyam for Brahma Sutra, and the name of that Bhashyam is called as Guru Priya. Guru Priya. Priya means like, right? So Guru Priya. And even Jayendra Periyava has gone round Bharata Desha on his foot. We know that Adi Shankaracharya has traveled through the Bharata Desha. We know that Mahaperiyava has traveled throughout Bharata Desha. Mahatiyoda unmute பண்ணணுமா? அது அவதான் பண்ணணும். Yeah, just one moment. I will just unmute the video person so that you can. There are nice bhajan going on. Yeah. பரிபூரண வாழ்வருள்வாயே அதோ கணபதே 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 தேடி தேடி எங்கும் ஓடுகின்றார் உன்னை தேடி தேடி எங்கும் ஓடுகின்றார் உன்னை தேடி கண்டு கொள்ளலாமே தேடி கண்டு கொள்ளலாமே கோடி கோடி மத யானைகள் பணி செய்ய கொண்டன விளங்கும் பெருமானே பிரபோ கணபதே பரிபூரண